the release of the War Within, there are lots of opportunities to make tons of gold, and some are much easier than others. With crafting professions, they can have very high costs, rank 3 materials, blue tools, concentration requirements, and that can leave you with a lot of competition that might end up with you making less gold than you expect. But what I want to talk about today doesn't need any of that. It is the exact opposite. This takes almost no cost to set up. There are no challenging crafts or complicated things you have to build together. It has been a consistent way to make tons of gold since release, and it should be throughout the whole expansion, and it's tailoring and enchanting. With the way tailoring has been reworked in the War Within, cloth now only drops for tailors. And with our profession points, we can fully specialize into being cloth gatherers, giving us increased amounts of cloth drops, rank 2, rank 3 cloth, and even being able to gather duskweave and dawnweave from these humanoids. On top of this, as we're fighting these mobs and farming this cloth, we get an inventory full of green items, which if you're specialized into a disenchanter, you can make even more gold. I'll go through all the specializations, where to put your knowledge points, what exactly to sell, what to craft, that kind of thing if you want to get into that. But let's first start with, how do you farm this? What do you do? So you go into the group finder and you search for cloth. Just type in cloth and you will see tons of people forming up into 4-man groups to farm cloth off of humanoids. And there are different groups at different spots all the time. Kobolds, Nerubians, fish people, anything humanoid in the War Within zones, there's somebody farming them. Just apply to all of these until you get in and go join them. And they'll just pull tons of mobs, you'll grind them down, and you'll gather cloth. It's literally that simple. Some spawns are better than others, but generally as long as you're constantly having something to attack and there's not much downtime, you are going to just be rolling in thousands of cloth an hour. You can see once you have the points, you're looting cloth, bolts, silver and gold ranked, dustweave, dawnweave, and a full inventory of green items as you're doing this. So yeah, if you're just looking for something different to picking herbs and mining, this is just a really fun way to gather and make a ton of gold while doing it. You can also do inscription here to get the card things as well, if you're into that. I prefer the tailoring and enchanting route, and Blizzard do nerf some spots, some really good hyper spawn spots. Blizzard do nerf them, but there are new spots every day that people are finding, and I literally farmed thousands just yesterday. So this hasn't been hard nerfed. You can still gather tons of cloth. Okay, so now let's talk about the specialization and knowledge, where to put your points. So if you want to make a full gatherer, a full cloth gatherer, here's how you do it. First, you want to unlock the quality fabric tree. That's the first tree you want to unlock, and you want to put 30 points into quality fabric. This increases the quality of the cloth that drops. So if you just put your points here, first you'll unlock the tier 2, so the silver cloth will start dropping, and then you'll unlock tier 3 so that the gold ranked cloth will start dropping. And that's, going to significantly increase how much gold you're getting. Once you've done that, you'll have enough points to unlock your second tree, and you want to unlock the Dusk Till Dawn tree. This is where you start getting the ability to unlock Duskweave and Dawnweave from dropping. So you want to unlock this second tree. The first point that you put into from Dusk Till Dawn will give you your first subspec. So you can either unlock Duskweave tailoring or Dawnweave tailoring. I would just go on the market board and see which is selling better and unlock that first if you're not sure which to go into. But it doesn't matter if there's a certain thing you want to craft, unlock that one first. Once you've done that, keep putting points into it, put all 30 points into it, fill this circle, and then you'll get the second subspec and you can get the other one. So then you'll have Dusk and Dawn fully unlocked. And yeah, doing that unlocks everything you need, really. Now you're a full normal cloth gatherer. You can go and farm humanoids with everyone else and you'll be able to get cloth, bolts, Dusk and Dawnweave, all at rank 1, 2, and 3. And yeah, that's it. That's it for cloth. You'll be a full cloth gatherer once you've done this. Next, let's go over enchanting if you want to do that as well. You basically here want to make sure you're getting the maximum yield from the things you're gathering whilst you're gathering cloth, if that makes sense. So as you're farming all these humanoids, they'll start dropping green items, and you want to be able to disenchant those green items into dust. Not just a lot of dust, but high quality dust. Gold dust sells for so much gold. It is one of the most needed things this expansion. Everybody wants this dust. So you want to make sure that when you're disenchanting these greens, you're getting the maximum yield as possible. So the first thing you want to take is designated disenchanter. That's the tree you want to go for. Put all 30 points in here first, and that will increase the yield from disenchanting anything. Then you want to go take the left option, uncommon, utilitarian, and max that to get the most out of green items. I'd also say try and level up enchanting too where you can, as the more skill gives you more yield in the amount you get. So I'd try and max that as well. I'd also recommend the second tree here too, so you can disenchant blues, as then you can get that as well. Once you craft, you're going to craft some blues, you can then disenchant those. I think that's a good thing to go into if you want to be a full disenchanter. I wouldn't worry too much about purples unless you're planning to run Mythic Plus and do that kind of thing. But just from farming and crafting, the greens and the blues are really, really helpful. By the end of this setup, you can take all the greens, disenchant them, and then lots of the dust that comes out will be silver and gold, which is just huge gold. And that's pretty much everything you need for the knowledge points. This doesn't take months to set up. You can literally unlock this today, put your basic points that you get from the items you find in the first few crafts and stuff like that, and you can be well on your way to making good gold. And the longer you put in, the more time you spend at it, the more you'll make. And it's not like crafting where you're too far behind. You know, the people that are ahead can make the best stuff already and they'll crash the prices. It's not like that because you're just gathering. And yeah, they're just gathering the same stuff as you and they're maybe just picking up more. So yeah, don't worry, you can start right now and still be really competitive with this. Okay, so now let's talk about making gold. So once you've farmed a ridiculous amount of cloth, maybe you've just spent 2 hours farming cloth, what do you do with it? Honestly, the safest answer, and what I would say is if you're starting right now today and you go and gather cloth, is sell it raw. Just go on the market and sell it raw. There is no risk if you just sell the cloth straight away. Weaver cloth right now is going like 40 gold, bolts are like 100, Dusk and Dawn is like, I don't know, 25 to 50. So yeah, if you're just starting right now, you can make thousands just selling the raw cloth. I farmed for about 2 hours before recording this to make sure it was still working well. And I've got quite a good stockpile of stuff that goes for, I looked at the prices right now, and that would all sell for like 60, 70,000 gold, just selling it raw as cloth. So that's the easy option. But here's what I've been doing and what I would suggest if you want to really go into this, really go in depth with this. First, I would use the cloth you gather or some of it to level your tailoring. Do the first craft bonuses, unlock more profession points, do the patron orders that are available to get more knowledge, and like start making those. Some things will require you to make dust weave bolts, dawn weave bolts, bags, the first time crafts to unlock all those. And you're going to farm a lot of it. So try and get those unlocked and further your profession, you know, get more points to go deeper into it. And then if you want to go really hard with this, unraveling. This is the next step. You turn your cloth into spools. This sells for more gold, but this is where more risk comes on. You can start putting knowledge points into the next section of quality fabrics here, if you want, in weaving and unraveling to get more yield with each unravel. And this basically takes 5 pieces of cloth and unravels it into anywhere between like 10 and 20 something spools. You can even craft yourself a severed satchel bag to gain more per unravel. And then you just get to work. You just mass unravel. You can see here 5 weaver cloth at bronze rank sells for like 33 gold. So like 165 gold for 5. With basic unraveling, you can get up to 200 gold. But here's the secret sauce. Once you get your tailoring high enough and your unraveling skill high enough, you can unravel bronze into silver. So yeah, you want to get your tailoring skill high, work on your profession, get it better, get your unraveling skill high in the knowledge tree, and yeah, the gold will significantly increase. The amount you make per what you farm will start to go up even more. And then once you've unraveled everything into spools, you have another choice. Sell the spools to people that are pure tailors and they want to make like gear sets and stuff. Or if your enchanting is high enough, start making cuffs. This is a really cheap thing to make. Just use bolts for this. Start making the cuffs, start crafting cuffs from bolts and disenchant them. This again levels your enchanting, gives you knowledge, and gives you blue crystals, which sell for a ton. If you get your disenchanting high, one disenchant can give you multiple tier 3 shards, which are like 300 gold each. But yeah, that's the cycle. That's the end game. That's the end goal that you want to be working towards if you want to really make huge gold with this. But if you just sell the raw cloth and go straight back to farming, you'll still be making as much probably as someone who sits here and does all this crafting and disenchanting. But yeah, this is what I do. This is what I'm really enjoying right now. If you just want to farm cloth, disenchant the greens and sell them, that's a ton of gold. If you want to unravel into spools, craft and disenchant and play the market there a little bit, there's tons of gold there too. But either way, this is a completely self-sufficient way to make a lot of gold to fund your professions, to buy gear, to buy mounts, to buy anything you're looking for in the war within. People will always need cloth for tailoring throughout the expansion, and the dust that comes from disenchanting is needed even more. It's so important in so many different recipes that the price is going to remain at a pretty good level, I imagine. But yeah, if you're looking for something different, I hope this helped. I hope you enjoyed tailoring and disenchanting in this expansion. If you have any questions or have anything to add that maybe I've missed, do let me know down below in the comments. But that's it from me. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.